Welcome back. So, as you can see, reverse engineering can be quite fast and quite handy. It's part of re-engineering projects, but you might do it otherwise as well, even if you are not doing a major re-engineering. So, if you are a new developer coming to a new organization, there is an insufficient documentation of the existing system. And if you know some good reverse engineering tool, like was demonstrated, you might try to use it and get some documentation of the system if you are hired to work as a maintainer. So in case the original developers have left the organization and you are the one replacing it. I have been into this situation once, and having a reverse engineering tool in such situation is quite nice. It gives you something. It's not perfect, but it gives you something. Other reasons for reverse engineering or motivation. Business relies on software which many cannot understand. Or if a company has acquired a system as a part of a larger acquisition, lacks the design artifact or even source code in some cases, as was mentioned. If the language implementation is obsolete, system needs to be migrated to newer ones. Software does not operate as expected, so then reverse engineering might give you some ideas on where to look for the reasons. Or if you need to do forward engineering later, so you do reverse engineering as a first step to do the forward engineering. Some applications for code reverse engineering. So redocumenting programs, discovering design architecture, identify reusable assets, traceability between code and documentation, detecting code duplication. Well, there are specific tools for it, so not maybe really a reverse engineering issue. Finding and cleaning code smells, doing impact analysis on the source code, translating programs to other languages, from binary to source code, the decompilation, and wrapping legacy code, which is coming up next. So the general model of re-engineering is in this figure. So we have the reverse engineering cycle, which is the abstraction, forward engineering, the refinement. We have existing system and we have a target system. And we can do alterations in any of these layers. So we can do implementation. At implementation level, we can recode the implementation from one to another. But in some cases, it might not be ideal to convert C code directly to Java code or Python code, although such programs do exist that do like program source code to source code translation. The resulting Java code might not look so nice. So if you don't want to do that, you can do reverse engineering to find the design, and then you can do redesign. So this is how it should be in Java, and then you do forward engineering. Or you can go all the way to requirements, re-specify, see if the existing requirements are still valid, do they need any changes, and then you come down the forward engineering cycle. Or you can go all the way top level, rethink the whole system, like, is there something else we need to do with the salary system besides pay the salaries? Do we need to, I don't know, manage people's personal finances of the employees of the city? Now that would be obviously way out of line, but you know, in some cases you might want to reconceptualize what you are doing. For the salary systems, it's quite straightforward, but in other businesses, you might be considering what are known as like pivots. So you change your customers, you change your thinking a bit. So conceptually, the system becomes different. Your customers might change. So doing rethinking on a conceptual level. And then you come down and refinement. Okay, we reconceptualize the system. We are no longer doing a salary payment system. We are doing a personal finance management system. And now as we have all these new concepts, well, the salary is part of your personal finances, but it's not everything. So we need new requirements, new design, new implementation. So you come down from here. And in that case, the existing salary system source code might not be so relevant at this stage. Of course, still, as salary system is part of this financial management system, you would also take those requirements, but then you would have to do a lot more. So to summarize, re-engineering can happen in different levels. You have the reverse engineering cycle and you have the forward engineering cycle in re-engineering.